You walk into your beautiful new barndominium 6 months after move-in, and there it is, a crack running straight across your polished concrete floor. Then another one appears, and another. What's happening? Why does this keep occurring in barndominiums when your neighbor's traditional house seems fine? Today, I'm exposing the brutal truth about why barndominium concrete slabs crack faster than regular homes, and more importantly, the exact steps you need to take to prevent it from happening to you. But before we dive into the details, if you're building or planning a barndominium, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss critical information that could save you thousands in repairs. Drop a comment below if you've experienced concrete cracking in your barndo. Let's get into it. Why barndominium slabs are more vulnerable. Here's the honest truth that most builders won't tell you up front. Barndominium slabs absolutely crack more often than traditional home foundations, and there are specific reasons why. A concrete industry expert with over 50 years of experience stated it perfectly. There are only two kinds of concrete that is cracked and concrete that hasn't cracked yet. But barndominiums face unique challenges that accelerate this process. First, the sheer size of barndominium slabs creates massive problems. While a typical home might have a 1,200 to 1,800 square foot slab broken into sections by interior foundation walls, barndominiums often feature single continuous slabs of 2,400, 3,000, or even 5,000 square feet with zero interior support. That's one massive piece of concrete trying to move, shrink, and settle as a single unit. The larger the slab, the more stress points develop, and the more likely cracking becomes. Second, barndominium slabs face heavier and more concentrated loads than regular homes. You're not just putting furniture on these floors. Many barndominium owners park trucks, tractors, RVs, and heavy equipment inside their buildings. These concentrated point loads, like jack stands or vehicle lifts, create stress that residential slabs weren't designed to handle. A typical garage floor in a traditional home might see a 4,000-pound car. A barndominium might see a 12,000-pound tractor or a 20,000-pound RV. Third, the cost-cutting mentality hurts barndominium builders. Because barndominiums are marketed as affordable alternatives to traditional homes, many builders and owners try to save money on the foundation. They pour thinner slabs, skip proper reinforcement, use cheaper concrete mixes, or rush the curing process. A traditional home builder knows the foundation is critical. Many barndominium builders treat it as an afterthought because they're focused on the metal shell. Fourth, many barndominium builds skip professional engineering. Traditional homes require engineered plans and inspections. Barndominiums, especially in rural areas with relaxed codes, often don't get that level of scrutiny. Without an engineer calculating loads, specifying proper slab thickness, and designing adequate reinforcement, you're gambling with your foundation. The specific failure points. Let's break down exactly where and why these slabs fail. Shrinkage cracking is inevitable but manageable. As concrete cures, it loses volume because water is consumed during the hardening process. This shrinkage begins even before the concrete is hard enough to cut control joints. If control joints aren't cut within hours of the pour, random cracks will appear wherever the concrete decides to relieve stress. Most barndominium builders wait until the next day or later to cut joints, which guarantees random cracking. Subgrade settlement is a massive issue. The ground beneath your slab must be properly compacted in layers. Many barndominium builders dump fill dirt, grade it smooth, and pour concrete without proper compaction. Within months, that soil settles, creating voids under the slab. The concrete then cracks as it tries to span these unsupported areas. Think of concrete like glass. Place it on a solid surface and you can walk on it, but place that same glass on soft sand and it shatters. Your concrete slab is only as strong as what's underneath it. Temperature-related stress destroys slabs. Concrete expands when hot and contracts when cold. A large barndominium slab in Texas might experience temperature swings of 80 degrees or more between summer afternoons and winter nights. Without proper expansion joints allowing movement, the slab develops stress cracks. The larger your slab, the more expansion and contraction occurs. Improper curing weakens the entire structure. Concrete needs to cure slowly while maintaining moisture for 28 days to reach full strength. Many barndominium builds get rushed. The concrete gets poured, and within days, construction continues on top without proper curing time or moisture retention. This creates weak surface concrete that's prone to cracking under load. The prevention strategy that actually works. Now let's talk solutions. These steps will dramatically reduce cracking if followed correctly. Step 1 is proper subgrade preparation, which is absolutely non-negotiable. Excavate to proper depth. Remove all organic material and soft soil. Bring in quality fill material. Compact in 4 to 6 inch lifts using a vibratory compactor. Add a 4 to 6 inch compacted gravel base for drainage. And install a 6 mil polyethylene vapor barrier. This process costs more and takes longer, but it prevents 90% of settlement-related cracking. Your concrete is only protecting what's underneath. Step 2 is using the correct concrete mix and thickness. For barndominiums up to 1,500 square feet, use 4,000 psi concrete of 4 to 5 inches thick with wire mesh reinforcement. For larger barndominiums or those storing heavy equipment, use 4,000 to 5,000 psi concrete at 6 inches thick with number 4 rebar in a 12-inch grid pattern. Don't cheap out on concrete strength. The cost difference between 3,500 psi and 4,000 psi concrete is only $500 to $1,500 on a typical project, but the strength difference is significant. Step 3 is installing proper control joints immediately. Control joints must be cut as soon as the concrete is hard enough to cut without raveling, usually within 4 to 12 hours of the pour. Joint spacing should be 10 feet on center for 4-inch slabs and 15 feet for 6-inch slabs. These joints force cracks to occur where you want them rather than randomly across your floor. A contractor with 50 years of concrete experience asks every builder, how many of your projects have you revisited 18 months later to confirm no random cracks appeared? Most haven't, which tells you everything. Step 4 is proper curing protocol. Keep concrete moist for at least 7 days using curing compounds, wet burlap, or plastic sheeting. Maintain consistent temperature. Avoid loading the slab for at least 28 days for full strength development, and protect from extreme temperature fluctuations during the first week. Rushing this process guarantees problems. Step 5 is thickening edges and high load areas. The perimeter edge should be thickened to 12 inches wide by 12 inches deep to prevent the slab from separating from the exterior grade. Areas where you'll park heavy equipment should be reinforced with additional rebar and potentially increased to 8 inches thick. Point loads like vehicle lift locations need special reinforcement pads. Step 6 is incorporating expansion joints between different functional areas, where your living space meets your shop area, or where interior meets exterior concrete. Install true expansion joints that allow independent movement. This prevents stress transfer between sections. Maintenance and early detection. Even with perfect construction, concrete requires maintenance. Seal your concrete every 2 to 3 years to prevent moisture infiltration. Fill hairline cracks immediately before they widen. Water intrusion through cracks causes exponentially more damage. Monitor for signs of settlement, including doors that stick, floor slopes that develop, gaps between walls and floors, or cracks that widen over time. Address these immediately because foundation issues never fix themselves. The cost reality. Let's talk money because this matters. Doing the foundation right from the start adds approximately 15 to 25% to foundation costs. For a 2,400 square foot barndominium, that might be an extra $3,000 to $5,000. Sounds expensive until you consider repair costs. Fixing a failed slab can cost $15,000 to $50,000 or more, depending on severity. Foundation repair methods like mud jacking or polyurethane injection run $5 to $25 per square foot. Major stabilization can cost $30,000 to $100,000 for extensive repairs. The math is simple. Spend $5,000 now to build it right, or spend $30,000 later to fix it. There's no middle ground. The brutal, honest truth. Here's what nobody wants to say. Many barndominium builders cut corners on foundations because customers shop on price. When you get 3 bids and one is $15,000 cheaper, you often don't ask why. The answer is usually the foundation. They're using thinner concrete, skipping reinforcement, rushing the cure, or doing inadequate subgrade prep. You need to be the informed customer who demands proper foundation work, even if it costs more. Insist on seeing specifications for concrete SI rating, slab thickness, reinforcement details, subgrade preparation steps, and curing procedures. If a builder can't provide detailed answers or gets defensive, walk away. Barndominium concrete slabs crack more than regular home foundations because of larger slab sizes, heavier loads, cost-cutting shortcuts, and lack of professional engineering. But this isn't inevitable. With proper subgrade preparation, correct concrete specifications, immediate control joint cutting, proper curing, and adequate reinforcement, you can build a barndominium slab that lasts 50 to 100 years without major cracking. The key is understanding that your foundation is not the place to save money. It's literally what everything else sits on. Spend the extra few $1,000s up front. Hire the engineer. Use the right concrete. Insist on proper procedures. Your future self will thank you when you're enjoying your crack-free floors instead of dealing with costly repairs. If you're in the planning phase, take this information to your builder and have specific conversations about every point I've covered. If they dismiss your concerns or say this level of detail isn't necessary, find a different builder. The good ones will appreciate that you've done your homework and will work with you to build it right. So tell me in the comments, have you experienced concrete cracking in your barndominium? What did you do about it? And if you found this information valuable, hit that like button, subscribe for more honest content about barndominium construction, and share this with anyone planning to build. Knowledge is power, and in construction, knowledge saves money. Thanks for watching.